Hey guys, it's Jesse here. Long time no see. First of all, I want to apologize about the lack of content on the channel in regards to instructional materials. I've just been really busy over the past couple of years teaching, gigging, etc. And I'm hoping today to start getting back in the saddle of presenting you guys with cool, fun, instructional material. And particularly, I wanted to start things off today with what I call the Frank Gambale approach to the pentatonic scale, or particularly as he would call it, the economy-picked pentatonic scale. We all know and love the pentatonic scale, or at least most guitarists that are interested in electric guitar. What I'm referring to, of course, is the 2-note per string right? That scale that we all know and love. And of course, most guitarists that get into this a little bit actually learn all 5 positions of the pentatonic scale, or 5 modes, even though the pentatonic scale doesn't really have names for the different positions like the full diatonic scale does with the Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, etc. So anyway, just for a quick recap, for those of you that may not be 100% familiar with all of the pentatonic positions, what I'm referring to simply is this. Pentatonic position number 1. Pentatonic position 2, starting on the 2nd tone of the 1st position. Third position, starting on the 2nd note of the 2nd position. Fourth position, starting on the 2nd tone of the 3rd position. And finally, the 5th position, starting on the 2nd tone of the 4th position. And then from there, you start over again in 1st position. Right? So of course I'm not going to get into the history behind this scale or the music theory behind it. I certainly could, but I think those are different topics for different videos. Again, what I want to do today is specifically take and show you how to successfully adapt this scale and these positions of this scale to the Frank Gambale or economy style way of playing it, the economy style or sweeping technique. Frank details this in limited length in his legendary Monster Licks and Sweep Picking video from the late 80s, but it's more kind of a small section in the larger scope of what he's doing. And I think it kind of gets lost sometimes for players that are specifically focusing on pentatonic playing. And another side benefit of focusing on this in this aspect is that it allows players to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Players that are trying to develop, hone their pentatonic chops, and also hone their sweep economy picking chops can really tackle both aspects of playing right here, right now, by addressing both simultaneously. So let's start with position 1, and I'm going to show you how to approach this as it is compared to the traditional position 1. So again, traditionally when we play position 1, and I've been playing this in A minor, just for ease of understanding, neck playing, and because we so often play a lot of guitar music in the key of A or A minor. Right? Right, so you get it. So when we're in that 1st position again, we're starting in A and playing A minor. We're going A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C. Right? Now, we're going to be playing pretty much the same notes when we flip over into our economy picked version. However, it's not going to be a strict 2 notes per string way of going about it. It has more to do with the mathematics of suite or economy picking. First, I'll demonstrate it for you, then I'll explain it in further detail. So here is now the kind of revised Frank Gambale style of doing it. Okay, so what's going on there is instead of playing 2 predictable notes per string with the left hand and alternate picking every single note, what we're doing is we're going for an economy picked approach where your pick is always ready to move in the direction of the next string you're about to hit. So what happens is our picking pattern is going to be, from the beginning, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, up, down, up. And we start the cycle over again. Okay? With the left hand, what I'm doing, again, same notes as I was playing before, but instead of 2 notes per string, now I'm sometimes playing 2 notes, in this case on the top and bottom, my low E and my high E string, but after that I'm playing sometimes 3 notes per string or 1 note per string. The key here is odd numbers. Playing odd numbers allows you to keep your pick moving in the direction of travel as you go from string to string. Playing even numbers of notes per string allows you to get turned back around if you need to move back in the other direction. This is really the essence and the basis of economy picking as approached by Frank Gambale. So, with my left hand, as you can see here, starting off the same way as we were with the traditional pentatonic scale. However, you'll see quickly I'm going from 2 notes on the low E string to 3 notes on the A string, to 1 note on the D string, 3 notes on the G string, 1 note on the B string, 2 notes on the E to get turned back around, 1 on the B, 3 on the G, 1 on the D, 3 on the D string, and then here's the trick, 3 notes on the bottom string, the low E string, to get me turned back around so I can repeat the cycle exactly the same way I did before. So when we put this together, we've got this. What's really cool about this, as you can hear, is that you get a more legato sound. I mean, we're not quite into Planet Holdsworth territory by any means with this, but it's a much more fluid, liquid sound than it is if you're just riffing alternate picked notes straight up and down, you know. Right, that's a very specific kind of sound that we're pretty used to. Guys like Zakk Wylde have taken that to the oomph extreme in terms of alternate picked pentatonic, facility, that machine gun sound. Whereas this economy pick style gives it that more flowing sound, that more liquid sound. Which I think is pretty cool. So that's the first position, okay? If we go to our second position now, what we've got, again, in our traditional 2-note per string method would be this, of course. So different position, different fingering, obviously. And the same is going to apply for the economy picked version. However, even though the position, fingering is different from position to position, the pick order and the fingering order in the economy pick version is going to be the same relative to each position, just as in the traditional pentatonic scale you always alternate pick and play 2 notes per string relative to whatever position you're in. So the technique is going to remain solid and constant regardless of what position you're in. The only thing that's going to change is the physical layout of the notes themselves because of the order, the sequence in which you're now staggering it, you know, starting from the first note or from the second note, third, fourth, fifth, etc. So again, our second position, traditional. And then slowly, to start with, our revised Frank Gambale economy version. One dud in there. Let me do that again. Okay, and then moving on to our third position. This position is always known amongst guitarists as kind of the wacky position because although traditionally it is still 2 notes per string, this is the position where you actually have to make a position adjustment going between the G and the B string as follows. Right there. Going from here to here. Right? So when we adjust for the Frank Gambale version, this one's going to end up having quite a wide stretch. This is probably my least favorite to play, both in traditional pentatonic playing and in terms of the economy pick version, as you'll see in a second. So here she goes. So you can see, man, right? When we go from the A string, we're at the 15th fret here now, taking our 1 note on the D string at the 12th fret and then going way back to the 9th fret. So that's a 6th fret jump. Just to play 2 whole steps. Kind of ridiculous in terms of concept. But again, there's always compromises with any technique. And so that's going to really come to the foreground here in this third position. Okay, so again. One thing I do like about this position is that you've got this nice little diagonal line that you're playing from the E to the B to the G string. Going from, specifically if we're in the key of A minor, you've got in E, C, A. Right? Just an A minor. So that's kind of built into the shape, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's tough. There we go. So yeah, you get the idea. Not the first one I would grab if I'm taking a solo, but really good exercise for the fingers at the very least. And then moving on to position 4. If I had to pick a favorite, I would probably say 4 would be my favorite in terms of the economy pick style. So again, when we're playing our traditional 2 note per string, position 4 pentatonic scale, And again, in A minor in this case, here's how we would be playing it. Okay. When we go to our economy picked version, this is kind of cool. Your two bottom strings you're going to be hitting notes on the 15th fret. On your D and your G strings, you're going to be hitting two notes on the 14th fret. See? Then on your top two strings, your B and your E, you're going to be hitting notes on the 15th fret again. So it has this kind of symmetrical chain link kind of shape to it, and the inner notes that I really find kind of cool. So you can see I like that one a lot. And then finally, for our fifth position, this is the one that in the traditional 2 notes per string style is totally symmetrical, right? You've got a 2 fret stretch, 3 fret stretch, 2 fret stretch. So the lower range is identical to the upper range in terms of the physical shape. This one is also pretty fun and easy to play with the economy picked way of doing it, because that symmetrical shape, even though it's not symmetrical when you switch to the economy pick style, it's still fairly predictable and easy to get under your fingers, even high up in the tighter area of the neck. So here it is slowly as follows. Only thing tricky about this one, as you can tell while I was playing it, is you got to rely quite heavily on the ring finger, because there is always at least one note that's going to fall on the same fret that falls roughly under your ring finger on every single string. So it's a really great way to build strength, certainly. And you got to do that roly-poly motion right there. And then come right back to the ring finger again. So it's quite dependent on that. But there you have it, all 5 of your positions in the economy picked fashion. Now, to touch upon one little detail that I briefly alluded to when I was playing the first position, you notice in each position, when I come back from the top of the range down to the bottom of the range, I'm adding one additional note on the low E string to get me mathematically back to starting the economy picked way again, okay? So when I'm playing in position 1, that note basically I'm just playing a 2, like a major 2, a diatonic major 2 in, say, the key of A minor. Like, so if I was playing a full diatonic minor key, now the 2 is not normally found in the minor pentatonic scale, but we're adding this in just because it is a diatonic part of the scale, and that allows us mathematically to get turned back around at the beginning so that we're starting on an up pick again to start another repetition of the scale. So again, going up, we skip that 2, going straight from the 1 to the 3, but then as we descend the range again, do it. And that gets us back to our up pick again. So that we can do our up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up. See, so that's what helps it keep consistent and keep it rotating like that. When we're playing in the second position, we're going from the minor 3 up to the 4 usually when we're playing this, right? Just a, so sorry. Right, 3 straight to 4. When we do the economy pick version descending, what we're going to do is we're going to simply chromatically hit that major 3rd on the way down. So as follows. Which gives a nice kind of, pseudo jazzy flavor. And again, that mathematically gets us back to an up pick when we're starting over the next cycle. Okay. Then in the third position, this is also simply going to be a chromatic tone. This is going to be the sharp 4 or sharp 11. When we ascend, we just go from 4 to 5, the perfect 4th to the perfect 5th. But as we come back, 5, flat 5 or sharp 4, and 4 again, to get us mathematically turned around. Then, on the fourth position, this is one where you can actually make your own decision about which tone you want to add in as the third tone, coming right back down to your origin spot again. Okay. So again, when we are ascending, we're typically going from the perfect 5th to the flat 7 of the scale, right? With the economy pick version, you could do one of two things. You can either play the raised 6, the major 6, if you want to give it kind of that Dorian sound. Right? Or if you want it to be just a natural minor sound, or Phrygian for that matter, you would go ahead and flat that 6, and it gives it that darker sound. And so I tend to like to play the flat 6. But again, if you're playing something that sounds Dorian, you can simply substitute the major 6 for it. So again, going up, we skip the 6 altogether. And there would be like the flat 6, for instance. Okay. There would be the major 6. So I'll do it a couple times both ways and give you an idea of what it sounds like. And then finally we've got our 5th position. Normally in the 2-note per string shape, we're going straight from the flat 7 to the root. So in the case of the economy pick version, when we're descending back to the origin spot, we're going just chromatically hitting that major 7 on the way down. So we're just going root, major 7, flat 7. So the whole thing would sound like this. Very cool sound. Cool, guys. So that's it for this lesson. Again, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Please like and share this video if you dig it. And hopefully this helps to expand your pentatonic playing horizons a bit. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.